What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the recap of Joyce versus Herkovic and much more when we come right back. Welcome to another episode of Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. I am Bean, and today we're going to talk about sponsor of my brand, Ring Walk Boxing Podcast merch. We have the description area below the comments. We have a link tree. If you would be interested in our online store, we have a variety of different things from hats to hoodies, etc. Ring Walk Boxing Podcast, so make sure you tap in. Greetings to you, fam, down south. I appreciate you. Much love to you. Special shout outs to my guy, Cam J. Always being very supportive, always keeping me in the loop. And I just want to show that love back. So again, special shout out to Cam J Network. Make sure you check him out on YouTube, on FB, Cam J. And what's going on, Jeff Aladente? What's going on, man? Salute. I appreciate everybody in this chat online right now, rocking with Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. So make sure you hit the thumbs up and let's get going. All right, so we're going to start off talking about the last night fight with Ben Whitaker versus Leon Willings. The first round, Ben Whitaker was more of a serious Ben Whitaker, moving around, filling out his opponent, and vice versa, his opponent filling out Ben Whitaker. By round two, once Ben Whitaker kind of got an idea of the style of his opponent, he turned it up a notch and he started to go back into his showboating ways. It was an eight round fight, and Ben Whitaker ended up winning by decision, pretty much by the volume of his punches, his combinations, his work rate. He was making sure that he beat his opponent to the counter punching. He was mixing it up, going downstairs and upstairs, and he showed his defensive ways. You know, when he gets a little cocky and showboating, and his opponent is swinging at him, and they're missing and hitting the air, and then he might start to do a little dance in that ring. That's what you saw with Ben Whitaker last night. So we'll see what he has next upcoming for his next opponent. But as of right now, Ben Whitaker has been holding it down. He's been doing his thing. A little bit controversial because even some people from where he's from over in UK, you got his fan base that love him and they rock with him. But then you also got the people over there that say he's too arrogant and too cocky, and they're looking for the moment for him to get relaxed in the ring and then get knocked out or something like that. So people are looking to see Ben Whitaker get that short end of the stick due to his cocky and arrogant style, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta say, shout outs to Ben Whitaker. Congratulations on your win. They had a 10 round fight. The main event, Filip Herkovic versus Joe the Juggernaut Joyce. It was definitely a toe-to-toe fight, but it really wasn't no skill display in this fight. It was just two big Goliath guys in there going at each other. No skill, just kind of blow for blow. And in that fight, we know Joe Joyce as to being a guy who has slow hands, but truthfully, compared to his slow hands, Herkovic, he didn't look a lot faster. He didn't look much faster as far as his hand speed than Joyce did last night. And once again, to me, in my opinion, Joyce proved his lack of ring IQ last night. His range was terrible. He was stepping in too far. He didn't have good range. He wasn't keeping Herkovic on the end of a jab. He would step in way too far. Right in the line of fire. And he already don't got defense. So why he's stepping in so close to Herkovic, it really had my mind kind of boggled. But it is what it is, I guess that's just the style of Joyce, and a person like him, they won't have a long career because he's taking too much unnecessary punishment. You know what I'm saying? Your chin is not supposed to be your guard. You're not supposed to take unnecessary punishment. And he just takes too many big blows from these other big guys of the heavyweight division. I just don't see longevity in his future. After that fight, he might even want to say, hey, he might want to fight a couple easy fights for a payday or something, and then retire and sell off in the sunset. I don't want to see him step up to the Anthony Joshua or even Deontay Wilder, because Joyce to me looks like in another 2 or 3 fights, I could really see him taking a lot of bad damage. And I don't want that for him. I want to see him still have his faculties and everything like that. So I think sometimes it's best to quit while you're ahead. So if you're watching this, Joyce, salute to you, my brother. And hopefully you'll make that big decision on whether or not you're going to continue to box or just be associated with boxing. There's nothing wrong with being a commentator. There's nothing wrong with being a trainer. So there's still things you can do to make money and still be involved with boxing without actually being in that ring. And that might be what Joyce needs. You know what I mean? So let me know what you think. Should Joyce keep fighting, or should he consider retirement? Let me know down below in the chat. And another thing, Joyce, like I said, he doesn't throw a proper jab. There's really no type of it's not crispy, it's not extended. It just ain't. It just something is off there. Jeff Aladente, who do you think is a good matchup for Joyce after this fight? I don't know, man. Maybe let's see how Deontay Wilder looks after his next fight with his opponent. I'm trying to think what his opponent name was. He was the Tyrell. So after the Tyrell fight, if Wilder looks like himself, he's not being too reary, he's letting his hands go, which he doesn't throw a lot of punches anyway. It would be good to see Deontay Wilder versus Joyce, just to see how that would go. And if either guy looks absolutely terrible in that matchup, that's the guy that definitely needs to retire. You know what I'm saying? So, and I agree, Jeff. It would be a crazy matchup, man. Wilder versus Joyce. Cam J, Joyce on gatekeeper status. He got fight in him still. Frank Warren going to use him as a resume builder for his upcoming heavyweights. Okay, Cam J. You say Joyce versus Andy Ruiz. Man, okay. I like that for real. Especially if Andy's his hand hasn't been if his hand is healed from his injury, when he fought Big Baby Miller. Andy Ruiz versus Joe Joyce would be a good fight. And even Andy Ruiz versus Wilder, that's a good fight too. You know what I'm saying? So there's a couple of matchups that can happen. It could be Joyce versus Andy Ruiz. It could be Wilder versus Herkovic if Wilder gets past his next opponent. So it's still a couple of guys down in that on that level where they still can fight each other. Now looking at that fight, Joe Joyce versus Herkovic, I don't think either guy is on the level of Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, or Daniel Dubois. Even though Joe Joyce had beat Dubois a couple of years ago, I think that Dubois, the version of Dubois we see now, I think he will smash Joe Joyce. He probably would knock him out this time, because Zhang already kind of I consider like Joe Joyce, he was always known for his chin, for his ability to take punches. People call it a granite chin, but it's more like a big block of ice, a real thick block of ice. And after a while, if you keep hitting that ice repeatedly, eventually it'll start to crack. And I think that's kind of what happened with his jaw. Eventually, once a big guy like Zhilei Zhang, who was an accurate puncher and a big guy, was able to knock out Joe Joyce, I think his chin resistance is not where it once was. You know what I'm saying? And I think the big punchers like Dubois, AJ, Deontay Wilder, they could expose the chin of Joe Joyce, in my opinion. Cam J, Herkovic should fight the winner of Bakole versus Ajagba. Hey, man, that's a good point. That would be a good fight, bro. That would be a good fight for Herkovic to fight the winner of Bakole versus Ajagba. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. Now, I think that I would still like to see it, but I don't even know if I feel that Herkovic would beat either guy. But I could be wrong, But we'll see what the future holds in that regard. But I like that, Cam. I like that right there. Another thing I noticed towards the 9th and 10th round with Herkovic and Joe Joyce, you got two big guys. Joe Joyce coming in at 275 pounds. To me, was way too heavy. Even though he's a big guy, I felt like that the weight he was carrying and then the weight that Herkovic was carrying, these two big guys going 10 full rounds, they started to gas out. They started to gas, and their conditioning didn't look like it was top peak. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing with certain guys. I think that their engines, when they get in deep waters, they get in those championship rounds, they start to get really, really fatigued, and their body language shows that. Now I've been looking at on like IG and different things and FB. Martin Bakole is getting in fighting shape after his loss to Joseph Parker, where he was a replacement on like a 2-day notice. Right now, he's looking like he's in fighting shape. Like he's he's watching his diet. He's jump roping. He's looking more lean. I even seen Martin Bakole on a video on Instagram rolling around in that ring. He was rolling from one end of the ring. He would get up on his feet and roll back. And he was doing that so he could take a punch when he fights F.A. Ajagba for his equilibrium once he takes those punches to kind of help his his equilibrium not be so off of balance. So he was doing all these rolls in the ring, which I think that may be an effective tactic to help him against F.A. Ajagba in May. Jeff Aladente said you could throw Vianello into the mix, who beat F.A. and Magmadov. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna tell you another guy that's really gonna be dangerous. Is the guy that beat Magmadov and beat Zhang with body shots. Ajagba. Caballero is on the up and up. I want to say he has not lost yet, and his body work is crazy. The things he does to his opponents to break them down, it's crazy, man. He definitely got some work for these other guys in the heavyweight division. Okay, and another 8-round match last night on Pro Box TV. We had Benjamin from Ohio and Gomez Jr. It was a back and forth battle. They both showed they have good chins. Benjamin was more busy, and he outworked Gomez Jr. So in the end, Benjamin ended up winning that fight on a decision. Also on Pro Box, I believe it'd be in May or June. Erickson Lubin, he's back. You know, I've always known Erickson Lubin from PBC, but he's going to be on Pro Box TV fighting Ardeel Holmes. You say Dante Benjamin, I got to go back and watch that fight back. Yeah, man, it was a good scrap, Cam J. It was definitely a good match. And Cam J, are you jumping on? Let me know what's going on if you were gonna jump on. Now another thing we've been seeing circulating is that whenever you see an interview with Canelo and people bring up David Benavidez, because that's the fight the boxing fans, the masses want to see, there always seems to be some type of excuse. It's always like Canelo is trying to spin us. He's always trying to downplay the things that the achievements of David Benavidez. It's like Canelo is always trying to downplay him, and always making up an excuse. Like about a year ago, he said he wasn't going to fight other Mexican fighters. It didn't make any sense. You know, that's like saying Errol Spence wasn't going to fight Crawford or fight Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Canelo has not ever fought another Mexican fighter. So for him to say that, to me, was another way of him ducking David Benavidez. And I know a lot of people will talk about David Benavidez and his situation. You know, we all know what happened. But you still are, when I'm saying, and others are saying, we feel like Canelo is swerving or ducking David Benavidez, that's just the bottom line in the subject that we're talking about. Everybody else brings up every other scenario or different things that happen. Hey, at the end of the day, we're trying to see the best fight the best. At the end of the day, if you go back to the golden era of boxing, Hagler fought Hearns, and vice versa. Sugar Ray Leonard fought Hearns. Sugar Ray Leonard fought Duran. Sugar Ray Leonard fought Hagler. Hagler fought Duran. Hagler fought Tommy Hearns. You had all the best fighting the best, sometimes twice, sometimes a trilogy. So why is it so hard for Canelo to fight David Benavidez? In the same aspect, why is it so hard for Shakur Stevenson to fight Tank Davis? And I'm a Tank Davis fan, so I'll say it in reverse. Why is it so hard for Tank Davis to fight Shakur Stevenson? So I don't come off biased. These guys need to fight each other. The best need to fight the best. I don't care about all the politics. I don't care about the money splits or whatever. Just make these fights happen, y'all. Get these contracts and make these fights happen. Michael Ware, you say, blame the WBC for not ordering Canelo. Why did Bivol get ordered by the WBC to fight David already? Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, that's just, as you were saying, it's like that's how the cookie crumbles at times, man. It seems like, the WBC will enforce it now for him to fight Bivol. But when he was at 168, they was not pushing for David Benavidez to fight Canelo. Almost like Canelo's their baby, man. Like he, like that's like he's protected and he's like the golden child. So they're going to make sure he can only fight certain people that he wants to fight. He can fight Jaime Munguia. He can fight Berlanga. He can fight, all John Ryder and all these guys. All these guys, but not fight David Benavidez. It just doesn't make any sense. Jeff Aladente, why is it so hard for Shakur to fight Zepeda? Hilarious, man. And shout out to Showbiz the Adult. I want to say he talks about this, but I didn't get to tap in yet. So later on, I'm going to definitely check out your segment, Showbiz, because I want to say you talked about Shakur not fighting Zepeda. And what was it about, Jeff Aladente? Was it what was Shakur's excuse? Was it a situation of the money wasn't right and he wanted more money? I just want to know what's the excuse that Shakur is using to not fight Zepeda. That is hilarious, man. Michael Ware, you say they didn't the same for Wilder. It's a shame. Charlo was inactive 3 years. He did not get stripped. You made a good point. It just goes to show, man, certain people they cater to and are like their golden goose or their golden child, and they can get away with doing all kind of stuff. They cannot fight mandatories. They, and not lose their belt. They cannot fight the best fighters and keep fighting these green guys. I don't get it. Send the link for Cam J. All right, Cam J, we'll send a link in the chat. Jeff Aladente, apparently this time around, yeah. Michael Ware, you say Shakur did not say he wouldn't fight Zepeda. It's in Twitter between him and De La Hoya. Okay. Well, Mike, when you get a chance, find that Twitter conversation with Oscar De La Hoya and send that link over to my inbox on Messenger. I'm just interested to see that because I do believe you. I just want to see it for my own eyes. All right. So I mean, I don't know. It seems like maybe oh, Rob, you said it's not working. Okay. Look at the link right above your name by JC. Try that link. I might have gave you the wrong link. So the link in the chat, tap on that one. It seems to me, in my humble opinion, that David Benavidez is like the boogeyman of Canelo Alvarez. As Rob was saying on FB on a post, he knows that Canelo knows that David Benavidez is a true threat. He knows he's not going to be like no Munguia or like no Berlanga or Billy Joe Saunders. He knows he's going to be in for a fight, much like he was in a fight when he fought Bivol and he lost. He knows he's going to be up against some resistance if he fights David Benavidez. Canelo knows this. All right, hold on 1 second. All right, you can hear me? Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You sound good too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely. I can hear both of you. I just can't see you, but I can hear y'all.
You can't see me, Eugene?
No.
Ah, shoot. Okay, hold on. No, that needs to sound.
Yeah, man. Like crazy fights last night, man.
Bro, crazy, man.
Crazy
Dude,
fight day, bro. It was crazy because I was sitting there like it was like I had to cover like the Janet Beck fight yesterday and then cover Joyce versus Herkovic and then of course the other top ranked card with Richard Torres and Villanello and Abdullah Mason. Um and I didn't get I missed the Pro Box TV card last night, man. I missed that card, so I got to go back and watch that, man. I love Pro Box TV. They've been very consistent a lot. They got another card next Saturday as well too.
I know.
So I got to go back and watch Pro Box TV from last night and Tim Tszyu, man. Tim Tszyu was awesome last night, man. Awesome.
I didn't get to see that
Okay.
one. I didn't get to see
Yeah,
Tim
nah,
Tszyu.
dude. I saw
Yeah,
the
Tim
Herkovic
Tszyu fight was a little bit late. It was like it was a little bit after 1 o'clock last night, but so I was up for it though. I made sure I wasn't gonna miss that. That was like the
Okay,
main
I can
fight of
see
the
y'all
day that I
now.
had to cover.
Okay.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
y'all
dude,
now.
I caught the Herkovic fight, and then I started watching the NCAA tournament. I ain't gonna lie. So,
Man,
and
I missed the tournament, man. There's crazy stuff in the tournament though.
yeah, it was definitely crazy, man. Dude, you be on so early in the day, man. Like, first, shout out to my man Eugene and Cam. What's up, y'all?
What's up, fam?
Now I know you sent me the link to do the to be in the chat, dude, but like I had to get out of there because like when I'm riding and delivering packages and stuff like that, I don't have a chance to respond, and my manager be calling me trying to text me and see where I'm at, and like the things was popping up, and I'm like, man, okay, I just had to clear it out and come out of there, and so it wasn't
Oh,
the
you
best.
what? This what you do? you put it on mute.
Okay.
You put it on mute so you won't get all the like you will see the notifications when you hop on Messenger, but when you but like when we in the chat, we talking and stuff, and you got it on mute, you're not gonna get the ding, get the notification and stuff like that. You feel me? So like that's what sometimes I be having to do that sometimes because I be like recording and stuff like that and everything. And be clipping up and editing videos and stuff like that. So sometimes I'll be having to take mine off at times too. But yeah, that's what I typically do at times though. Yeah, you can just put it on mute though. But I mean,
dude.
we be talking boxing in it all day, man. It'd be good talking there, man. It'd be good talking.
I can see it, man.
We keep everything up, everybody updated with everything, what's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
I just didn't want it to be no disrespect. That's what I was trying to really.
Oh yeah, you all good. You all good.
Okay.
I know what it is. Cause I meant to holler at you. I was gonna tell you about that myself, like, cause I was like, yeah. I said, Rob, that's the group. I meant to tell him like, just put it on mute, cause I know he's probably getting tired of the dings. Cause we be in there chopping it up, man. It'd be good boxing talking there, man.
It do, yeah, it'd be real good. Now let me ask y'all this.
Already
talking. Let me ask Rob and Cam. Let me ask y'all this. Erickson Lubin, he was PBC, right?
Yeah, he still is PBC. No, PBC, they've been sending some of their fighters over there to fight on Pro Box, just to keep them active over there. Because PBC have over 250 plus fighters on their staple. So they be sending guys over there, to stay active over there, and that's pretty much what they're doing with Lubin in this fight that he got coming up.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I saw that. But Al Haymon don't work with nobody, right?
Man, bro, he be working with everybody, man. They gotta stop hating on that black man,
bro. Hold on, I guess let me put y'all in my phone. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it don't work on this one, but I saw a clip of yours, Cam, and I caught it late, man, about top ranking PBC joining the forces. Because even when I was on Twitter, I saw he didn't say the name, but Rick Glazers, he said 2 companies are joining up, and I know who he was talking about.
Right.
I think it's a real on top ranks end than more than PBC, because PBC is already set, and they're getting active with dates now, man, like crazy.
Real active.
Sorry, dog. That's jets flying over my house, man. I'm by Air Force Base.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you all good.
That boy was close, stupid close. Okay. I think it's more on their end to, well, first of all, I think they know what time turkey is for real. And I think the only reason they haven't pulled back because they got legal contracts with them. And Top Rank saw how Bibble was bullied by by him to not fight Benny. He was like, okay, you know what? I'm tired of this. Because even in the article on Boxing Scene, he said out of his mouth, like, it's okay to do a couple fights in Saudi, but if y'all trying to put him over there regularly, y'all gonna hurt us. So right. That's why we're really doing it. And it makes sense, man. And then you got, like I said, the Billy King lawsuit was it was perfectly put out there on purpose because TKO has a relationship with King and they're trying to smash him out. So I think Bob's really waking up and seeing what's happening. I don't know about the other 2 yet, but at least he's being smart now, man, and seeing what's going on.
Right. Yeah. Bob is tired of not even say more so tired. Bob is seeing how Turkey is moving within boxing, and he's seen, of course, like I said about the whole Jerry Big Baby Anderson situation, where it left a bad taste in his mouth. It left a real bad taste in his mouth in that situation, and he wants to keep the legacy on for his family. Todd, the Buff, he's married to Bob Earls, his daughter. So like, you know what I'm saying? So he wants to be able to leave Top Rank to his family when he does, happen to, to pass away whatsoever.
Right.
And allow doing the same thing with Frank Warren and Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn, all of those guys letting Turkey, fund their events and run their companies pretty much. You know what I mean? It's a bad deal for them, and I think Bob Earl, he sees that, and he wants his company to be, continuing on his legacy once he passes on,
Yeah.
and him making this move for as his company, working with PBC, it's the best move, and it's able for them to be able to conquer American boxing. Like I said, like Top Rank, they do some things well that PBC can pick up, vice versa. No, PBC do a lot of things well that Top Rank can pick up as well.
Yeah.
So like it's just a better move for American boxing and just boxing overall. You know what I mean? Because with those two, they've been the best two promotional companies over some odd years. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Nobody hasn't really been touching them. They've been putting on the biggest events, majority PBC, but Top Rank is involved a little bit as well, and Top Rank does a great job bringing up prospects and turning them into stars and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just a great move for boxing, and anybody hating on the move, they're just naive and they're not real boxing fans for real.
No, it's mostly non-Americans what I'm seeing, bro. I ain't gonna hold you up
No,
on
it's a
that.
lot of Americans, bro. You would be surprised, bro. I be in
Really.
these Facebook groups and seeing, a lot of these people like the PBC hate from guys like Rick Glazer when he be putting out PBC hate. He been hating on PBC for
For 10
15
years.
plus years since Floyd been here, and he's been wrong every time. Every
Bro,
time he's wrong.
he even openly said, and I saw it, he said, I will dance at the moment that their demise come. I'm paraphrasing. And I'm like, well, you're gonna be waiting a long time, bro.
But Rick Glazer got me blocked on Twitter because I didn't cook him so
Oh,
many times.
okay, okay.
He got me blocked. He be trying to. He don't be want to go back and forth with me. I done went back and forth with him on Facebook and everything. Like Rick Glazer,
Because
like I done had people send me paperwork. I got like real paperwork on Rick Glazer, like his taxes and stuff like that, bro. Like some crazy stuff that I never put out. You know what I mean? Like I got some stuff on Rick Glazer if he really want to take it there with me. If he want to take it there.
okay, I go ahead and thank. Yo, my fault. I ain't want to hijack it, but I just want to say that Eugene, the one fight last night that I did see, Herkovic and Juggernaut,
Mhm.
bro. I never seen a fight in slow motion before. I mean, man, they was like, you could see the right hand from Herkovic coming, like,
Right.
yeah,
So telegraphed. It was so telegraphed. It was crazy.
bro. I mean, man, I thought Juggernaut was doing the right things, like going to the body constantly, trying to wear him down, but he just couldn't seem to get out the way of that slow right hand. And I know he was 39. First of all, I knew he was up there. Herkovic wasn't all that great to me because he got beat down his last fight. He got exposed, so it was more so a do or die for both. I don't think Juggernaut. Has he had a title shot yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, man, I think his days are over for that matter.
Yeah.
Herkovic,
Oh yeah, it's definitely over.
I think he can still recover because he's less fights in, I guess, if you want to put it that way. It's just a matter of him getting a shot, and unless Usyk vacates, because I think his next move is probably fighting Dubois, if I'm saying his name right.
Oh yeah.
After that, he might vacate, and he maybe when the belt's scattered, he might can get a shot then, man. But right now, I don't see him. I think he just got to stay busy.
All right. We got a question in the chat. Mike says it didn't leave a bad taste over Anderson. If it did, Petervia fight wouldn't have happened.
I don't agree with that. I mean,
Which part?
what do Beterbiev have? I mean, what do Beterbiev have to do with Jeremy Baby Anderson? They don't have. They're not in the same weight class. You feel me? Like, I mean, oh yeah, he's talking about Bakole, for as Bakole with who he fought Joseph Parker. That's who he's talking about. But the thing is, Bakole shouldn't have been in position to fight Joseph Parker for real. He had a whole. Bakole was in a whole title eliminator with F.A. Ajagba before the Joseph Parker fight, and him taking that fight with Joseph Parker and losing the way he did, that took him out of title contention. You know what I mean, like he did that all for about 500K. Like,
Yeah.
ask yourself at the end of the day, was it worth it?
Minus taxes and all that, you didn't even come out on top, bro. You just threw yourself right out the picture. And Arab said he didn't want that fight because Anderson wasn't ready for it.
Right. Right.
So,
Bob Ehrman definitely specifically knew, like, the way you can tell if you watch, Big Baby's fights, in the last, 2 years, and see how Top Rank is moving him and the fights that they were giving him. They didn't give him a step, like his step up fight was Charles Martin, and we seen how that worked out. Like, he barely he came out unscathed a little bit, but he almost lost that fight because he almost was out of there in the 12th round of that fight. So, Top Rank was moving this guy slowly but surely, and they didn't want to move him that fast into a fight with Bakole, knowing that Bakole was a dangerous guy. They knew what was going to happen in that fight, and we seen what happened. He got washed.
Hey, you said earlier, bro. I'm sorry. Somebody had a question about the De La Hoya thing, the De La Hoya Shakur Twitter. You said he was looking for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh no, it's real, bro. They was going back and forth. It was all on the Facebook thing, man. When I was on the last night.
Oh yeah, are you talking about Oscar and Shakur? Yeah, I cooked on that, bro. I just did a whole live stream on the channel a few hours ago, and I cooked on that, and I got some content dropping on that. So I done cooked on that like that. Like the Shakur fans, don't get me started with them guys, bro. They mad at me because I've been cooking them for a while now. And like right now, this whole situation, like, you want me to read out the tweets? I can read out the tweets what they said.
Most definitely.
What happened? I want to get your. Okay, also I want to get Eugene's thoughts on it when you see it.
I'm gonna check the rest of it too, Cam. I got to look at the first segment, but I'm gonna look at the rest of your thing when I get done.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh man, look, first of all, if anybody knows, last year around August 20th, there should have been a purse bid then. They was going back and forth then. Somehow, magically, the purse bid just vanished into thin air out of nowhere. It was said that Suleiman's mom had passed within that same week, but no other explanation was given that it or why it did not take place. My thought was Turkey and them offered like to shut it down, and he overpaid because he was supposed to fight. He ended up fighting what's that kid name? No, he was supposed to fight Jersey Joe Cardini, if I'm saying his name right. That's how good he was. I call him Jersey Joe. And then that fight didn't happen. Then he got the Schofield fight. But I think it more had to do with the money part of it because they were supposed to do a purse bid last year. And now they're talking about moving towards a purse bid this year. And they haven't even started negotiating. Shakur has been doing a lot of chatting lately with a lot of people. But it's like, bro, okay, so now you don't want to face Zepeda, who is your mandatory, as you said. Like the WBC ordered this fight last year. It's been in a hole for a whole year now. You don't really want that fight. Or either De La Hoya don't want that fight. Either which one. But I like, come on, Shakur, stop it, bro. Stop it. Then he said in the article that I read that Turkey offered him a certain number. He didn't say the number, but now he's offering way less than that number. And some of the comments were saying that Turkey overpaid for his last fight. I think he got like 5-6 million like that. So now he's trying to lower it to recover what he overpaid for that fight. I think it's like 2 million he offered him for the Zepeda fight.
So this is what happened. So they're on record saying that Shakur made about 2.1 million fighting Josh Padley. Right now, Shakur is on Twitter saying pretty much that Turkey is offering him less money than he made in the Josh Padley fight.
Really?
Now the thing is, what I said in my show earlier, I said with Shakur, if this is true, which I absolutely believe this is true, because Turkey is cutting down his money and his cost on a lot of shit right now. So a lot of people's not understanding that and seeing what's going on. The whole TKO boxing move. Dana White, you got the cheapest guy in combat sports that he's working with. So he's going to a whole cheaper module right now. So if you look at it with Shakur, with this guy Turkey basically saying that he wants to pay him less money than he made in the Josh Padley fight, it's basically saying that he thinks of Shakur, his value is not high to him.
Yeah.
He don't have much value. You know what I mean? And one thing that caught my eye about what Shakur said was he was saying that, no, let's negotiate the fight. So he's telling, Oscar De La Hoya now to negotiate the fight. And I'm like, this is my thing. Where's Eddie Hearn at? Eddie Hearn's the promoter. Like, if Shakur, like, you signed with Matchroom Boxing and you claim that Eddie Hearn's the best promoter and he know how to, turn fighters into stars and all of this, where is he at in this whole equation? I don't hear Eddie Hearn be in every other interview speaking his mind about everything else. Where is he at on this situation? He was supposed to get on camera immediately. As soon as Oscar says something, he's supposed to be tweeting out something and getting on camera and speaking up for Shakur Stevenson. But he didn't do so. Shakur Stevenson had to speak up for himself, and Shakur made himself look bad speaking up for himself. Because look at him. He's sitting telling the fans, like, the fight is already ordered by the WBC, so we can let it go to a purse bid. Okay, go ahead and let it go to a purse bid. That situation is going to show your value, and it's going to end up being something similar to what happened to Devin Haney when they had the purse bid with Devin Haney and Sandor Martin, and only one company bid it for the fight, and that was Top Rank. And they only did it because Sandor Martin was their guy.
Exactly. And then I saw that tweet. I saw the fight between the two because Eddie Hearn didn't even put up a bid, and he went to Eddie Hearn was like, dude, that he tweeted out something to Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn was like, you got your own promotional company. Why didn't you bid?
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, check this out, y'all. Mike Ware says he said wrong. De La Hoya wanted Shakur to sign. They still talked about doing the fight, and Zepeda did not want to fight because he had a baby. Then Shakur hurt his hand.
I mean, this is what happened. So Zepeda, of course, he was supposed to fight. Last year they were supposed to fight towards the end of the year, and then Zepeda, what happened? So Zepeda, he ended up hurting they was gonna fight after Tevin Farmer, after the first fight with Tevin Farmer. Then Tevin Farmer Zepeda hurt his hand, and then after that, they were set to fight. They was going to fight right now. Where the current state right now. This is the plan. The plan was for Shakur to fight Kid Austin February 22nd, and then Zepeda fight Farmer in the second fight. And they both completed both of those fights. Both of them are now available, so it's time for them to make the fight. Like what are we talking about? Oscar De La Hoya is the Zepeda's promoter. Eddie Hearn is Shakur's promoter. Put the money together and make the fight. Stop depending on Turkey to put his money together to make these fights. That's what the whole problem is.
That's their problem.
That's the problem. That's the whole problem. They depended on Turkey to fund the event. When they know they've been sneaking and geeking, getting money from Turkey, go ahead and take that money y'all been getting from Turkey that y'all been making off of him and put the fight on.
Bro, and they, like you said, they don't see the setup, bro. I didn't know he was lowering persons all the way around. He already like, yo, I got this league to get to. Cause he didn't already, man, look, when a man tells you who he is and he's showing you who he is, you better believe him, man. They already know they about to be. Well, I hope they don't be put out of business like that, man. But dude, come on, man, wake up and see what you're doing, man. Wake up, bro.
And then Shakur, he playing dangerous. He playing with fire. With him airing out Turkey like that, now you put yourself in bad graces with him. And Turkey got an ego. He got an ego. He ain't gonna sit there and let that go by so easy. He might mess around and pay for the fight and make the fight happen, and then the fight be in Saudi Arabia, and Shakur end up getting robbed if it go to decision.
Oh yeah, hey, check this out, Eugene and Cam. Shakur has still not headlined a single fight since starting with Eddie Hearn. Both of his fights been on undercards. That's what they see of you, bro.
Okay. Bro.
Your last two fights, you signed a 3-fight deal, I think, with Eddie Hearn. Your last two have been on undercards. You have not headlined anything. At least Top Rank headlined you on your last fight. I forgot who he faced, and he whipped him up. At least Top Rank was trying to headline you. They ain't. They putting you on undercards.
What I'm wrong about, Michael? Where you said stop making up stories. You not updated, bro. I can tell you that right now. Like I know this from the back of my hand. I cover this sport at a high level. I tell you, I'm like in a deep perspective when I talk about this stuff. And Shakur right now, what he's doing pretty much is basically he had the choice to make big fights if he would have stayed over there top rank. The crazy part about what I think about with Shakur is he made 2.1 million fighting Josh Padley when top rank they was offering him the re-up 5 million per fight
Mm-hmm.
on a 5 fight deal. He would have been making more money over there fighting on top rank right now. And he would have been able to fight the big fights that he want over there because a lot of the top guys is over at PBC and top rank at 135. It ain't nobody over there in Matchroom at 135 for him to fight. He got
Bro,
to go over there. He could have fought over there. If you wanted Zepeda and Kid Austin easily, he could have easily signed with Oscar when Oscar was offering for him to sign with him when he was had his free agency. But he didn't want
dude,
to do so.
hold,
He
hold,
didn't want to do so. He
dude.
wanted to go over there to Matchroom. And basically, the thing is about Shakur, he's putting roadblocks in between these fights. If everybody's not noticing the play, he's putting roadblocks in the fight with Zepeda far as being over there with Matchroom Boxing over there. He's putting roadblocks in the fight with Tank Davis, being over there with Matchroom and rocking with Turkey, knowing that Tank Davis don't like Turkey nor Eddie Hearn. He's putting roadblocks in the fight with Lomachenko being over there with Matchroom Boxing. Him being over Matchroom Boxing has been the worst career move for him so far. It's looking bad for him. Even at 135, he's not even putting on the performances that he was putting on at 126 and 130. We're just hanging off of everything that happened at 126 and 130 with Shakur. We're not talking about 135 because the performances ain't looking like it was when he was at 126 and 130.
Well,
Mike
even
That's
wants
why
to.
his value was down.
Mike is trying to jump on. Hey, Mike.
Tell him to hop on.
There's gonna be a link. JC's gonna drop a link, man. Just
dude,
Tell him to hop
right
on.
there.
come on, on, bro. Come and get some of this work. But even if he didn't fight Tank, you still had Keyshawn Davis right there.
Sure, he already said he wants 200 million to fight him, so that ain't happening. This is stuff I be talking about, bro. Come on, like let's be real. Like let's be real. This man Shakur he's putting roadblocks in the big fights that he wants, and let's be real. It's a whole safety valve for him not to fight the guys that's the best in the division.
Dude, because they did an
Simple
interview
as
with Tank.
that.
They did an interview with Tank like 2 days ago. It was a small clip though. They were like, why is Shakur doing it? He's like, who? Like, what is he for? Like, what am I scared of? He said, I get punched in the face for money. Like what has he done? He hasn't done anything. He hasn't done
And
anything.
everybody twists up Tank's word when he mentions that because when he says that he's talking about what has Shakur done at 135, and he said Keyshawn looking better than Shakur, which he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn
Yeah.
is building his fan base in America. He's main eventing and fights. He's doing what he got. He took your spot pretty much. When you left top rank, Keyshawn took your spot. Keyshawn
Crazy,
do the
man.
same thing, and Keyshawn start doing the same thing that Shakur does. Then guess who's gonna take his spot? Abdullah Mason.
Ah man, that's a bad boy.
Yeah,
That's a bad boy.
he's nice.
They need to
Nice.
keep guiding him.
Yeah, he's doing.
He
He's
was
like
awesome the other night, man.
16
Awesome.
knockouts, 18 fights, 16
Mm-hmm.
knockouts. He's
18 and 0, 18
yeah,
and 0, 16 knockouts now,
yeah,
man.
he's
He
nice.
amazing. Got
Only
a
21
crazy
years
knockout
old.
on his birthday.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Abdullah, man. Crazy knockout in the sixth round yesterday, man. They had to
Man,
stop that fight going into the seventh. Dude, he knocked them down in the second, the
second
fourth,
round.
and the
Yep.
sixth.
Yeah,
Made him take a knee
delayed
all 3 rounds.
reactions. Delayed reactions, man. He had him buckled him.
man, just
Yeah.
just keep that kid moving, his career moving, man. Don't make no dumb moves. Man, I think he'll be all right.
Hey, Graham, shout outs, man. Graham overseas. Thanks for tapping in with us.
Salute, 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 salute.
All right, Mike, we're waiting for you, man. The link is
He don't want to tackle me. He said he want to get on. He pulling the Shakur right now. He want to get over. He don't want to get on.
Look above, Mike. It says JC Coates. It's a link right there. It says YouTube channel.
Why is this thing doing this? Oh, it's summertime that I'm ready.
Yeah, it's time for Shakur to put, man. It's time, like this fight was Zepeda, bro. Like he should not want this fight to go to purse bid, because I'm telling you, it's gonna be bad for him. It's gonna show his true value out there in the public on who wants to pay to see him fight. And the thing is, the only people I can see bidding for the fight, honestly, would be Oscar and Eddie.
Yeah,
those are the only people that can bid for this fight, honestly.
I don't think, you know what? I don't think Eddie would put up any money, man, seeing how stuff is going right now.
Man, check this. Eddie Hearn did an interview. He did an interview before, like, he signed Shakur, where they was talking, like, they asked him, like, would you sign Shakur and everything? He said, yeah, I would sign Shakur, but I wouldn't pay him the same money that Bob Arum and Top Rank is paying him. And then if you look at it, him getting $2.1 million with Josh Padley, and he was going to re-up with Top Rank, and they was offering that man $5 million per fight. Obviously, Eddie Hearn is doing exactly what he said. He is not paying him what Top Rank is paying him.
Hey, welcome in, Mike. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
What's good?
What's up, man?
What's up? No, I'm not even a Shakur Stevenson fan. I think he's boring. But we got like logical boxing fans. Remember what happened to Terence Crawford when PBC and everybody blackballed Terence Crawford for 4 years?
He ain't black. I didn't say he was blackballed.
He caught out Keith Thurman. He caught out everybody on PBC. Spence only fought Crawford because he didn't have anything else to do. Now they're doing the same thing to Shakur.
This is not doing the same thing, brother. Yes, they are. For one, Bud didn't get blackballed. Bud had the choice. He had the same opportunity when he was a free agency. When he had free agency, he could have came over to PBC and signed with PBC, and he decided to sign back with Top Rank. So he didn't get blackballed. He blackballed himself.
His manager said that Top Rank made them an offer that they could not refuse. End quote.
Okay. Then why is there a barrier from making a fight happen? I mean, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury didn't have a problem doing it. Why did PBC keep him isolated and not do the fight?
Hey, hold on. Okay, so Terence Crawford said,
"Hold up, wait. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Why did Errol Spence say I have to clean up everything on my side?" And then I'll fight you. Now explain that to me. He got blackballed. Why didn't he get the Danny Garcia fight? Why didn't he get the Keith Thurman fight? Tell me what happened. PBC blackballed him. The same thing is going on with Shakur.
Errol Spence made it very clear.
PBC.
Errol Spence made it very clear.
Why? And you're talking about PBC. You know they're talking about their distribution deal is over in June. They haven't really.
That's cap. Who you got that from? Rick Glazer?
No, but they're talking. They're not.
Most likely you did. They got a great relationship with Jeff Bezos and Amazon Prime. They ain't going nowhere.
Is Amazon Prime giving them money?
Now they are.
That's the reason why all their fighters are on other cards, because PBC doesn't have the money.
That's cap.
So PBC has money.
Jeff Bezos, bro. They're on, bro. Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is one of the top 3 apps in the world, bro. Why would they? Why would Jeff Bezos is one of the richest men in the world? He's a billionaire. He's funding the events for PBC. They're not running out of no money no time soon. Get that through your head. You can go ahead and kill that narrative. That narrative is capped. It's capped.
So is Amazon giving PBC?
You got to stop listening to Rick Glazer, bro. Rick Glazer be saying this shit, bro. You got to stop listen to Rick Glazer. All of his talking points, they come. All of the talking points from people like that is from Rick Glazer.
Didn't Rick Glazer say that?
Shows last year.
Hold on.
Rick
First of all,
Laser been saying the same shit for about 15 years on these guys.
bro,
They've never been going anywhere, bro.
Bro, let me ask you a question about Errol.
Why did Gary Antoine Russell fight on another forum?
Bro, he got to put him on somewhere.
Why did put Bull Cruz fight on another one? Oh, look at this weekend. Eddie Hearn is paying for a Mattice Stanionis, another PBC fighter, to fight Boots Ennis.
No, but he don't work with nobody though, right? But he don't work with nobody though, right?
Would have brought Boots back.
PBC sending him over there, brother.
Yeah, because they don't
sending him over there.
Oh, okay, so bro,
you got that from Rick Laser for real.
Bro,
I know you did.
when Al Haymon don't work with nobody, he broke. But when he do, he need money. Let me ask you a question about Errol Spence. Let me answer you one by one. Spence said, I'm going to collect all the belts first because we know in a unification like that makes everything more enticing. All the best fighters was over there. He said, I'm going to get all the belts, then we can fight. That's your number one. Then they ended up fighting. People were saying Terence Crawford wasn't even going to fight him, even if he left Bob Arum. The fight happened and everybody had to shut their mouth. Bud Crawford, go back and watch the interview after the Porter fight, who was another PBC fighter fighting on their network with no strings attached. Go watch the post-box interview. Terence Crawford said it was not PBC holding up the fight. Bob Arum promised me that fight, it was going to give me $900K if he got the fight. That's where the lawsuit came in at, and he dropped it afterwards. Terence Crawford said that, not us. Go watch the pro box interview after that. He said, why would I stick? He said, why would I stick around with a promoter who was not going to get me the fight that I wanted? Let me say that again. Why would I stick around with a promoter who is Bob Arum, not Al Haymon, to get me the fight that I wanted that he was not trying to get me? Answer me, bro. Terence Crawford said, go watch it again.
I'll gladly answer you.
He said that quote unquote too.
Fight, and every time they talked about Bud after every fight, what did Errol Spence say? Oh man, I'm going out, man. You know, I'm not doing the fight. Yeah,
you're not answering the question.
You're not answering the question. You're not answering the question. Crawford said it.
The goalpost. Answer the question.
Every single PBC 147 fighter, PBC.
You just running from the question. You running from the question. You answer the question. You're running from the question. Answer the question.
As soon as Bud went up to 147. He called out Errol Spence, and Errol Spence was like, "Oh, you got to get a belt before you fight me." Oh, what did Bud do? He went out and knocked Jeff Horn out.
You are super running from the question still. You are still not answering the question.
You're not answering the question. Bud Crawford said,
you're just rambling at this point.
Called him out from the first time he got there. And yes,
Bud Crawford said,
Bud was upset Arum couldn't get PBC to let him give him the fight. That's what happened.
Oh, so you admit it pretty much.
Okay, so yes.
I didn't admit anything. I'm saying
you just said that Bob Arum. You just said Bob Arum wasn't able to get Bud the fights over there with PBC. What are you talking about?
PBC.
You just said it yourself.
You just said it though.
Bro,
hey, I'm telling you the truth.
Bro, you just admitted what we saying, bro.
No, I did not admit that.
Yes.
No, I did not. I'm telling you what happened. They blackballed him. He kept trying to get the fight.
Now you gonna deflect it. Y'all Bud fans is crazy.
Bro, so why did he file a lawsuit against him?
Crazy.
He filed a lawsuit against him. That had anything to do with Al Haymon? The lawsuit said that.
And after he filed the lawsuit, who else was he? He kept asking for the Spence fight, and Spence kept saying he wasn't giving it to him until
he ain't filed a lawsuit on Earl. Did he file a lawsuit on Earl?
Did
he file a lawsuit on Earl?
Another fighter exposed when they leave isolation.
Whatever. He said,
he ain't filed a lawsuit on Earl Al Haymon.
Huh? He found a law. It was on.
Al Haymon isn't a promoter.
Exactly. He filed a lawsuit on his promoter because his promoter couldn't get him to fight, saying that basically because of his race, because he is black, he's not giving him the fair advantage and giving him the fair chances that he's given to the other fighters, similar to like Lomachenko.
Yeah,
that's why he filed the lawsuit.
Black fighters had an issue with him. Bob Arum promoted Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. I could go on about it. None of them had it.
No. Oscar De La Hoya left them, bro. Like a lot of people done left Bob Arum. What are you talking about?
Yeah, people left and go on to do other things. I mean,
they went over there and they did better things.
Why is that PBC?
Hey, Cam, he delusional, bro.
Bud Crawford left. Shakur Stevenson, he left by Burham just recently. You know what I'm saying? Y'all mean what you mean? The black. Listen. I'm gonna break this down to you. Hold on, bro. Hold on. I'm gonna break this down to you. The thing is, a lot of the black fighters that stars, bro, that that was built up from Top Rank, they typically end up leaving Top Rank because of the fact that they're not getting the opportunities because the better fights that they want is on the other side of the street. That's just the fact of the matter, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the fact of it's proven facts that is happening. What are you talking about? You being too naive, bro. You need to open your eyes, man. You want some Stevie Wonder shit right now.
Explain this to me. In the heavyweight division, where are all of them at? It's nobody on BBC. It's nobody really on ESPN. It's Queenberry and Matchroom. Okay.
The American heavyweight scene sucks. It sucks right now.
The heavyweight division is horrible, bro.
I'll tell you what it is. It's certain weight classes that certain people are controlling. Now, PBC doesn't have control on anything right now. Now, Top Rank has a control. No, actually 130. Oshaki Foster and Emmanuel Navarrete. Who else? Oh, ESPN also has a 122, Nano Inoue.
His ticket sales are horrible, by the way. His ticket sales are horrible, by the way. His ticket sales are horrible, by the way, at T-Mobile. They're horrible. They are terrible right now. Inoue for the May 4th fight, they're terrible.
Because Americans don't watch anything below 130. He sold out the Tokyo Dome in Japan. Those lighter weight classes, I say 122 and below. Those weight classes are for people. A majority of their fights are on Japan, Thailand, all of those countries where those little people are at. So he's not going to sell it. He's not. All of y'all wanted him to come to America, talked all that junk. He never fought in America. Now he comes over. Y'all don't want to buy tickets. That's why he's better off fighting in Japan. Americans talk all that junk trying to hate on him because he knocked out Stephen Fulton. And now y'all don't want to support him when you begged him to come over.
You want to know why? Because he ain't fighting nobody.
He's not fighting nobody.
The guy Cardenas that he's fighting ain't. The guy Cardenas, he ain't even his man. It's a voluntary fight that he's fighting Cardenas that nobody don't care to see. Everybody in that division wants to see him fight his mandatory and MJ, which is he's set to fight him later this year, by the way. But he should have been fighting him on this card right now in May. Instead of fighting this voluntary matchup that nobody cares about.
He had a rotation of fighters that he had to fight. And MJ Ahmadiyya was the last one.
Yeah, he's fighting a rotation of bombs. We understand it.
It's a busy fight for both of them. And then there is, I don't know if it's a Japanese holiday or something. They're doing that fight in Japan where they'll make a lot of money.
Anyway, just had to stay busy fight. He having a lot of those. So what are we talking about?
No,
he ain't fighting. Oh, who you talking about? Luis Neary?
He got a cut and he couldn't fight, so they have to throw in a replacement.
Anyway, need to move up and fight better competition.
Exactly.
He doesn't have to move up. He started fighting at 108 pounds or 106 pounds. He doesn't need to move up and do anything.
Oh, okay, but I hate when y'all say that. I hate when y'all say that. I hate when y'all say that. Y'all put this demand on that. Go ahead, Cam.
It's cool for him to be fighting at 122 and rehydrating on fight night, 25, 30 pounds, weighing close to 140, 145.
Inoue is natural.
Yes, he do, bro. That boy be big as hell in that ring on fight night.
He is not 150 going in the ring on fight night.
Yes, he is, bro. He is big as hell for a 122 pounder, bro.
He can move up. He don't want to move up.
Then on top of that is hitting the rats and all of that stuff in Japan, bro. It's a lot of stuff a lot of crazy stuff with Inoue, man, that you can question with that guy. But I think he's a great fighter, though.
What's crazy with Inoue?
Inoue? I mean, him fighting on the weight, you already know.
Anything stupid. Inoue just gets in the ring and you still hurt because he knocked out Stephen Fulton.
I ain't. No, I ain't.
I don't care about that.
Me neither.
Y'all care about that.
Al Haymon sent somebody over though. He ain't doing nothing. But then when he don't work with nobody, he in-house him. Al Haymon does work with everybody in the industry. Nobody wanted to work with him because he took down a power structure that had been in boxing for years. That was promoters. He took the fighters away from the promoters and put it in the fighters' hands. That's why they hate him. Oscar De La Hoya called him a black Hitler. When the last time you saw somebody call somebody a black Hitler? Al Haymon has been trying to work with everybody. Nobody wants to.
Al Haymon's a promoter.
No, he don't have to be.
No, he's not a promoter.
He's a manager. He's a manager and advisor.
He's an advisor and a manager.
He's not a manager.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
oh, you mean like
is.
TKO? Oh, wait. Okay, you mean like Turkey is doing right now, using Queensberry and Matchroom to do exactly what Al Haymon does, sets him up on other.
Hello. Okay.
Paid, then cool. Some people don't need that money, like Tank don't need that money. And Canelo, with his back Benedict Arnold ass, excuse me, going to, well, I hate Turkey. He don't do nothing.
Tank does need the money.
No, Tank does not need the money.
Yes,
Tank don't need the money. No, he don't.
Tank don't need no money over there, bro. He just he just did a $30 million gate. He just did a $30 million profit event. No, he just he just generated $30 million with the fight with Lamont Roach, bro.
The pay-per-view numbers were terrible. I don't even know if they broke even.
They did 200. Bro, they made. Bro, he generated $30 million for the fight between the gate and the pay-per-views already, and that was just in the pay-per-view. And the pay-per-view numbers is just the U.S. It's not even the global numbers that came out yet. He smashed that on Turkey numbers. Turkey and them did 45,000 in the U.S. but did 340 globally. Tank gonna smash that. And he by himself, and that's PBC, by the way.
And they sat only 6,000, 7,000 in the 8,000 seat arena, had to move it out of 25,000 seat arena because they wasn't selling no tickets. He smashed that alone and by himself because there was nobody on that card that you could tell me that can compare to the other card. Get at me, bro. You delusional. You listen to Rick Glaser.
They had the so-called best card in history that flopped. All the Turkey events flops, bro. And he's about to flop 3 times. He's about to flop 3 times Cinco de Mayo weekend. Fatal Fury card, Times Square. Saturday with Canelo and William Skull in Saudi Arabia. And obviously Naoya anyway Sunday in Vegas, man. So it's just looking bad, bro.
Bro, and then you put an event outside of Times Square trying to show off and you losing money there. They was talking about that. They're like, bro, why that's stupid to do that. You losing $10 million. You could at least put it in Madison Square Garden in the theater and made some money on it. Nobody, but y'all support that. But go ahead.
If he wants to go, people are gonna come see because it's a free fight.
Losing money in the business of boxing doesn't help the sport of boxing. Why don't y'all understand that?
Have you been in New York? It sounds like y'all haven't been anywhere before.
I've been everywhere.
Times Square? Have you been to Times Square?
No, I've been to Times Square.
Okay, my point exactly. But all the millions of people and all the rich businessmen and people that go there, they'll make their money selling stuff out, selling food and beer and stuff out there.
Turkey's not making no money, bro.
He doesn't have.
He's not making no money for this fight. The only way he's going to make money is the pay-per-view, bro. He has no gate. They're already down to lose more than $10 million on the fight. Eddie Hearn said it in an interview a few days ago. So what are you talking about?
You could do that, and he's overpaying people. But when you have an infinite amount of money,
he ain't overpaying nobody, bro. He just told Shakur that he's not going to pay. He just told Shakur that he don't want to pay him more than what he made for Josh Padley. Turkey is cutting and trimming down the money that he's paying for the fighters. What are you talking about?
Not really. When it's a big fight, he'll pay for it. I think
you're too naive, bro. You're too naive, brother. You too naive. Your talking points come from Rick Glaser. I peeped that all the way. You got a lot of Rick Glaser talking points.
I don't listen to Rick Glaser.
Whoever you listen to listens to Rick Glaser. So your talking points come from Rick Glaser. That's what it is.
He said whoever you listen.
That's what it is. All your talking points come from Rick Glaser, and you still didn't answer the question that we asked about Bud Crawford. You ducked that question.
I already answered.
It is what it is.
I know, but Bud said it out of his own mouth.
Why won't take fight Shakur? Answer that.
He offered to fight him last year, and Shakur didn't want to take the fight. So you can answer that. Why Shakur didn't take the fight?
They made an offer.
Why Shakur didn't take the fight? When Lomachenko ducked Tank Davis last year, they offered Shakur to fight, and Shakur didn't take the fight. Shakur said he wanted a multi-fight deal. Listen, Shakur said he wanted a multi-fight deal, and what he do? He went over there to the matchroom and he signed a multi-fight deal. Shakur ducked Tank Davis along with Lomachenko in 2024. So what are you talking about?
How did Lomachenko duck him?
He walked away from negotiations.
2017.
He literally.
If he ducked him, that's 8 years. That's 7
Dude,
years.
Bob Arum said
they was never in negotiations until last year, bro. Lomachenko was never in negotiations with Tank until last year, bro.
Stop that.
Years he ducked.
In 7 years, he ducked back. Bob Arum has been on record saying
I got footage in 2017 where Lomachenko said he didn't even want to fight Tank. So all of that shit talking about he ducked it. I'll show it to you. Add me on Facebook. I'll send it to you personally. For sure.
Dude, he said he did not want to fight. What did Tank do at 135?
Footage, bro. I got content in this phone right here.
Bro, he literally got up and walked away from negotiating saying he was not in the mood. If Tank had done that, he'd have been crucified for everything. He walked away from negotiation. They offered Shakur a one-fight deal. They offered Shakur, yes, they did, a one-fight deal. Bro, no, they haven't.
Lopez tried fighting him. Teofimo said
Teofimo was trying to get off top rank.
Bro, the man Shakur had the chance. Bro, Shakur had the chance to fight Tank last year. He chose to fight. Shakur had the chance to fight Tank last year, bro. And what he do? He signed a multi-fight deal to go fight Joe Cordina, bro. What are you talking about?
Joe Cordina.
Yes. Joe Cordina. Yes, Joe Cordina, a 130-pound fighter that was coming off a loss where he got knocked out by a guy that had a 20% knockout rate. What are you talking about?
And he was going to make $5 million, and they was trying to make a separate pay-per-view for Shakur's fight away from the main event, the Bivol fight.
Dude, you were making
too easy. This is easy work right here. Bro, it's easy work.
You're talking about Shakur versus
when he was
a year-old bomb.
Not even pay-per-view worthy.
A year-old bomb, bro. A year-old bomb. He went over there to Matchroom to fight all the Europe bombs like all the rest of the American fighters be going.
What are there? Explain that to me.
Joe Cordina,
the European
Josh Padley. Joe Cordina, Josh Padley, Euro bombs.
Tyson Fury, what did he do to Deontay Wilder?
He beat him. So what? At least they
you talk about Tyson. We talk about Shakur Stevenson. Stay on topic, brother.
You're saying that European fighters are bums. So
I'm saying the fighters that Shakur is fighting is bombs.
Tyson Fury.
It's a difference. I'm saying Shakur, the fighter. You talking about? You not staying on topic. Stay on topic. Stay on topic, bro. Stay on topic. You're deflecting because you're getting cooked right now. Stay on topic. Stay on topic. You're getting flushed right now.
European fighters are bums.
You're getting flushed. I'm saying the fighters that Shakur is fighting is bums. Josh Padley is a bum.
Answer this question.
He went 6 rounds with a bum that didn't even have a training camp. What are we talking about?
And was hanging solar panel the night before.
What are we talking about? He got Josh Padley out of the electrician job.
Why is Tank bringing up fighters from junior, what is it, super featherweight? Why is he bringing up?
Bro, he only went up one weight.
Featherweight. You don't lie like that, brother. You lying.
130. His last opponent didn't come up from 130 to fight.
We got people like Keyshawn bringing guys down like Jose Pedraza from 140 to 135 to fight him. So what are you talking about, bro?
Why is he bringing up people from 130?
A lot of these guys, bro. Lamont Roach is a champion at 130. What are you talking about?
Stop it, bro. First of all, a fighter
130.
Bro, first of all, a fighter bringing up another.
Don't make excuses on it.
Bro, first of all, you look at.
But it was hold on. It's okay for Shakur to bring Joe Cordina for 130, a guy that coming off a knockout loss. But it's not okay for Tank to bring up Lamont Roach, a champion at 130 that's coming off an 8-9 win streak. What are you talking? Dude, you're delusional, bro.
I'm not
delusional.
Bro, first of all,
when
has this not happened in boxing?
Naive with what's going on.
Somebody Shakur knocked out. So let's be real.
Stop. This has always happened in boxing. This has always happened in boxing.
Jamel Herring didn't beat
This man, Shakur fighting dudes coming off losses, bro. Tank fighting dudes coming off wins. It's a whole difference.
Bro, stop it.
You cool with dudes coming off losses, with your fighters want to fight guys coming off losses.
Answer this question for me. Did Jamel Herring not beat, what's his name, Roach? Answer the question.
Don't try to triangle. You trying to do a triangle theory, it's not going to work.
You talking about bringing the fighters up. You talking about bringing fighters up. When has it not happened in boxing? When has it not happened in boxing, Mike?
Did Jamel Herring beat him? Did Jamel Herring beat him? Answer the question.
Okay, he won. So what does it mean?
And then
what does it mean?
Out Jamel Herring.
What does it mean by him bringing up another fighter, though?
You're doing a whole triangle theory, and I told you it's not going to work.
I'm just stating
You're doing a triangle theory currently. Do you know what a triangle theory is?
No.
You don't even know what a triangle theory is.
Trying to get the fight in, he can't get it. Y'all can't answer the simple question.
You can't answer the simple question.
Hey, let Mike say what he was going to say real quick.
Go ahead.
Get to your point,
Y'all
Mike.
can't answer the question. You can't answer the question what I'm saying.
What is the question? Because the question is irrelevant.
I'm putting it out here like this.
What's the question?
He brought Roach up from whatever his name is. He brought him up from 130. But now we're looking at what happened at 130. He lost I just said his name and I forgot it. He lost to him, Jamel Herring. Shakur knocked out Jamel Herring. So I'm not, and this isn't a triangle theory. Why is he?
That is a triangle theory.
Why is he bringing up 130-pound fighters?
Why? Okay, why Shakur do it? They both did it. They both did it.
Why is Tank consistently doing it?
Tank is not consistently doing that, bro.
Who did he beat?
You be lying, bro. He only did it with Lamont Roach and Hector Garcia, bro. Those are the only two fighters he did it with. Only two fighters he did it with. No,
bro,
he didn't,
stop
brother.
it. Stop acting random. Bro, you must have started watching boxing. Bro, you must have started watching boxing yesterday, because if you look at boxing history, fighters have always gone up 1 or 2 divisions to go get a title shot, whether they lost or whatever. A lot of fighters have done it. Marquez jumped 2 divisions and fought Floyd. Henry Armstrong jumped 2 divisions to fight Barney Ross at 147, weighing on 136.5 pounds. Come on, bro. Come on.
You're not making sense.
No, I am saying.
No, you just don't comprehend.
Why is
you just don't comprehend.
Tank did it twice. I'm saying
it's more than twice. Why is Tank consistent?
It ain't more than twice, dude.
Okay, name the other fighters that he's brought up.
Like Terence Crawford and them. They're
name the other fighters.
People. Why is Tank bringing up D-level competition?
But this is my thing. Hold on. This is my thing. You putting the goal. Hold on. You putting the whole standard on. Hold on. You putting the whole standard on Tank, and you not holding these other fighters accountable. Fighters do it. Fighters do it all the time, bro. It's okay. It's okay for a fighter that's a champion at 130 to move up in the same sanctioning body and challenge for a title. Fighters do it all the time. Devin Haney did it when he was undisputed, and he moved up to at 140. Fought for Regis pro-grade title. You know what I'm saying? Fighters do it all the time. What are you talking about, bro? Like, you don't comprehend. You don't. That's how boxing goes. You don't. Your boxing IQ is a little bit low, my brother. I'm sorry, but it's cool.
My boxing
cool. You don't comprehend that much. You get your talking points from Rick Glazer.
They do it all the time.
You get your talking points from Rick Glazer.
All the time. It ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new. So Tank can bring somebody up, but then when Shakur do it, or you don't want to talk about that, he bought my man up.
I don't care, but
they both did it. They both did it.
Consistently does it.
Okay, name them. You said consistently.
So it's cool for Shakur to bring up somebody from 130 that's coming off a loss, but it's not okay for Tank to bring up a guy that's a champion that's coming off multiple wins. Make this make sense. Which one is better?
The people. Name them. You said it. Name them. You called them out.
Which one is better? Hold on. Answer this question. Hold on. Which one better? Is it better? Is it better for Shakur to fight a guy moving? Hold on. Answer the question. Is it better? Is it better for Shakur to move up a guy coming off a knockout loss from 130 to 135, or is it better for Tank moving up a guy that's a champion that's coming off a win streak, multiple win streaks, and that's a champion at 130, moving him up to 135? Which one is better?
Now let me start since you started being quiet. I'm gonna say it like this. You're talking about Devin Haney going up. When Devin Haney went up, he vacated all of his belts. When Terence Crawford went up, he vacated all of his belts. When Usyk went up to heavyweight, he vacated all of his belts. Now, this is a difference. Tank is avoiding all the best competition at 135 and inviting.
You're not answering my question. You're not answering my question. You're running from my question. Answer my question. Which one is better? Shakur moving up a guy that's coming off a knockout loss from 130 to 135, or Tank moving a guy from 130 to 135? That's a champion that's bringing a guy that's coming off multiple wins right now. Which one is better? Answer the questions. Don't duck my question. You starting to talk about all this other shit besides my question.
Neither of them are good. No, Shakur shouldn't be bringing up somebody coming off the loss. Now, secondly,
he answered the question. He answered the question. Okay, that's all we try to get to for the last 8 hours.
I've answered all the questions, Al Haymon.
No, you didn't. You didn't answer the Bud question at all. When Bud said out of his mouth, he said it out of his mouth. He said it out of his mouth.
And bringing up a 130-pounder is not even the best 130-pounder. I will pick O'Shaquie Foster to beat him, and I will pick Emmanuel Navarrete to knock him out. He didn't even bring up the best 130-pounder.
That don't got money is Golden Boy, Eddie Hearn over there with Matchroom and Frank Warren. They got daggone Turkey Al Sheik funding their whole events and everything.
No. I could tell you don't do research. Guess
and they don't make no money off of their events, by the way.
It's Matchroom, Top Rank.
Because Turkey's funding them. He's funding them. The Zone was funding Eddie Hearn. Yes, they are. They got contracts to partner with them. They got legal binding. Yes, they do. They got legal binding contracts.
The only thing that's being funded by Turkey is Riyadh season. Matchroom shows like next week. Eddie Hearn.
Bro, Riyadh season is on all of their shows, bro.
Bro, it was on there last night.
But he's not paying.
All of their shows.
Yes, he is. No, bro, Eddie Hearn is not.
Eddie Hearn and De La Hoya are paying their fighters.
No, Turkey Al Sheik is paying them.
Hearn and De La Hoya.
Yeah, they're prospects.
Bro, yeah. He got contracts. He got legal binding contracts with them, and if they don't be careful,
I don't take what you say serious. You didn't even know that Al Haymon wasn't a manager. He's an advisor.
Yes, I did. I know. I said he wasn't a manager,
dude.
I said, dude, he was a manager. I said he wasn't a promoter. He's a manager / advisor. I told you that from my mouth.
He can't be manager like that.
He's a manager. He's a manager and he's a manager and advisor. He can do both.
What is Turkey? What is Turkey? Is he a promoter?
I don't know what you would call Turkey. He's giving a lot of people money.
Now you know who Turkey is now.
Yeah, okay.
And they got legal binding contracts with that dude. That's why they can't say nothing. Yeah, no, he got contracts with all of them. He got contracts. Yes, they do. It was on Boxing Scene, bro. Go do your research. They got contracts. I don't know how long it is when they run out. Yes, they do. Go do.
The fight this weekend. Eddie Hearn is on Eddie Hearn's money.
I said contracts, bro. When they partnered with him, when they partnered with him, they made them sign contracts with him. They all got, I don't know how long they're for, but they definitely got contracts with him. How do you think Turkey went right past Bob Arum and went straight to the fighter, Anderson? That's illegal. He could do that because he had a legal binding contract with him. That Anderson fight was not so. No. You can't do that. You got to talk to the promoter to set that fight up.
He's not from the United States. He's from Saudi Arabia.
Okay, so they stupid
over there.
No, bro, he came over here and did that.
So you're telling me that if you're from Saudi Arabia, American laws still
because when you have a contract, you can do whatever you want to. Bob Arum said from his own mouth. Bob Arum.
Turkey show has to pay the promoter part of the money.
Exactly, but Bob Arum.
When Better Beef did it, he gave Bob Arum money. It's no contract.
Yes, it is. They have
giving them money.
Bro, I can send you the link where on Boxing Scene they say they have legal contracts with him. That's why when he dropped them.
Yeah. Now Canelo Alvarez, because he signed.
No, I'm not talking about the fighters. I'm talking about he got one. He got one. He got one with Matchroom. He got one with De La Hoya, and he got one with Top Rank.
He does. If you say he's only paying the fighters when they come over there.
Bro, he got contracts with him. He got fight contracts with Eddie Hearn and all of them.
He has a contract with Carlos Adames because he went over there and fought for him. He has a contract with Isaac Cruz because he went over there and fought for him.
Dude, Turkey is running their organizations right now. That's what they're doing. They're not calling no shots.
He's paying money for the fights that people want to do the fights.
Of course, but he's the man with the gold. There's only one golden rule. The man with the gold rules. If Eddie Hearn them get out of line, he can easily take their money from them. That's why they don't say nothing about him. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. He can't.
Matchroom is worth $895 million.
Bro, so why they sucking up the Turkey for money?
That's cat. That's cat, bro.
Whatever.
The zone is going, bro. The zone is in a bad state, bro. They've been losing money. They don't profit on no events. How can they be worth something when they don't profit on no events?
Dude, Eddie Hearn blew all their money last year.
Matchroom on the zone have fights all the time.
Bro, they just broadcast.
That don't mean they profiting though, bro.
Over there in England, where they do all them fights at when they sell out all those arenas, and you hear everybody singing.
The zone is not funding anything. The zone is not funding nothing because Eddie Hearn blew through all that money. That's why he's sucking up to Turkey right now.
Why is he still worth $895 million?
He may be worth
that much, percentage of the zone.
$895 million
because Turkey is funding it.
The Saudis got 13% of the zone.
Okay, but what is the zone? The zone is a streaming network.
Who was paying fighters? How do you think they end up paying Canelo an 11 fight, $365 meal? Eddie Hearn took that money and blew through all of it, which is why the billionaire. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Still the most profitable.
No, they not. No. Eddie Hearn said from his own mouth when he was working with Canelo over there that they were losing money on his fights.
That's money, but they're still.
Bro, that's why that billionaire retired because he blew through them $1 billion when he was trying to conquer America. Yes, he did. Why you over there? He blew through the money. He blew through the money. He blew through the money. He blew through the money.
Pride of England.
He blew through all that money.
The
zone is not funding any fights. Turkey is funding all of their fights, bro. Wake up and
fund fights. The promoters use the zone for distribution platform. The zone's
not funding the money though, bro.
They're not funding the money. They're not funding. I'm saying that. I'm saying they're not funding the money.
He's promoting himself.
Turkey is funding the money for all the events.
He's not funding anything.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait.
He's funding the Riyadh season. He's funding Riyadh season and his new boxing.
The fighters are fighting on Riyadh season. What are you talking about? Every time, like last night, Frank Warren had a card. What the announcer announced? Oh, and sponsorship by Riyadh season. They got Riyadh season logo in the ring and everything, bro. Riyadh season is sponsoring all of these fights, bro. That was Frank Warren's first. That was Frank Warren's first card on the zone, because Frank Warren just signed the contract with Queensberry for the zone, so they're on the zone now. That was their first card on the zone last night. And who was it sponsored by? Sponsored by Turkey out of Sheik, brother.
Everybody's going to the zone. That's
nobody ain't going over there, bro. But the same people over there in Europe.
Okay, so who funded the card when Eddie Hearn threw it last week for the Billboard card? Was it Eddie Hearn? Because Eddie, first of all, if you look at it,
that was a Riyadh season show for Bivo. That was a Riyadh season. Turkey did that.
Absolutely.
So
who's
funding the fight this week? Who's funding the Stanionis fight? Eddie Hearn.
Turkey.
Who's funding
Turkey.
Who's funding
Turkey is.
Who's funding the Conor?
Turkey is. Because Eddie Hearn didn't have the money to make the fight happen beforehand. So Turkey's funding the fight and he's paying for the fight.
No, he isn't.
Yes, he is.
So
yes, he is.
So Turkey's paying for Conor Ben and Chris Eubank Jr. to fight.
Yes, he is. That's a Fader Fury card in London.
It's so funny listening to
That's a Ring magazine card.
You know who Ring magazine?
Ring magazine. Turkey out of Sheik. This is too easy, bro. This is too easy, bro.
Let me show you on TV.
This is too easy, man.
It's too easy for what?
Bro, you getting cooked up right now. Turn you over.
Cook up on you, brother.
Stick a fork in you, bro. You done.
Get a clear answer back.
Stick a fork in the bro. I told you Turkey is funding their money. Eddie. I'm giving you clear answers. Eddie Hearn is not
Everybody
using
in
none of his
boxing
money.
knows that Turkey's funding their events, but you.
He's not funding their events. Eddie Hearn.
Everybody in the world in boxing, even the people that love Turkey and love Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren and Oscar De La Hoya, everybody knows Turkey is funding their events. No, Oscar De La Hoya sold Ring Magazine to Turkey Al-Sheikh, bro. Do you know Turkey Al-Sheikh owns the WBA as well? He bought the WBA, by the way. You know that, right?
Oh, he did. He fully. I thought they just partnered with him.
Yeah, he has the WBA. That's why the WBA. Yeah. That's why you see it ain't no championship scheduled fights on the box rec. If you go look on box rec, it ain't no WBA information on there with championship fights on box rec anymore because he was trying to buy box rec, but box rec didn't want to give him their company, so he bought another company that's similar to theirs. Bet you didn't know that.
I'm looking it up right now because it's not. I don't think it's true.
Yo, no, he bought them.
You just didn't know. You just not informed. It's okay.
But Turkey for sure, man. He definitely the backbone and the muscle with Eddie Hearn now in Riyadh. That's Turkey.
Absolutely.
Oh, of course. Everybody know that except him right now. I mean, everybody can see. And then the crazy part is he told Eddie Hearn what I'm gonna do. And as soon as he get done using Eddie Hearn, he got dropped. Dana White said from his own mouth, again, we have over 150 signed up, ready to go. Where do you think they getting them fighters from? He can go take Eddie Hearn fighters, so they better be careful. He better be careful.
Right.
He's funding all of their fights. This is why they don't piss him off. This is why Bivol, when he went to go negotiate with Benavidez, Turkey said out of his own mouth, "You better not do that fight. Remember the one who put you in position to do that fight. You do that fight, I'm cutting off the oil. You do that fight, I'm cutting off the oil spigot." And then Bivol was like, "Oh, okay, they know better."
You know what I'm saying? You put it up there. Point exactly what I'm saying.
Turkey said that.
No,
not me.
I'm looking at what he put up about AI over about the zone. What does it say? The zone. Matchroom, Frank Warren.
I can't see it.
Their own fighters.
I mean, it says that on the of course they're going to say that on the internet, but everybody see and know that Turkey's funding the fight.
It's common knowledge. Everybody you two seem to know.
They're not funding the fights, bro. Turkey is, bro.
No, they fund some. They fund some of their fights, but not all. You know what I'm saying? So just to say that they fund some of their fights.
Now he's feeling dumb. He said that Turkey did all of
it. I'm feeling dumb. They fund, bro. Turkey is funding majority of their fights, bro. I'm not doubling back on what I said.
Basically,
Turkey is funding majority of all their fights.
Turkey is funding, as he said, he's funding the biggest fights.
He's funding the zone. By the way, if he's funding the zone, think about it. If he's funding the zone, because they got a percentage of the zone, if they're funding the zone, then obviously he would be funding fights with Matchroom, Queensberry, and Golden Boy, because all of them fight on the zone. It's not, bro. It's that simple, bro. It's that simple.
He's paying for Riyadh season. He's not paying for their events like this weekend. He's not paying for it.
Bro, he just paid, bro. What I just say? They said before the fights, they said in sponsorship in Riyadh season. They said that in every fight last night on the Queensberry card. If you go back and watch it. No, but what is a sponsor? What is a sponsor? Someone that's funding somebody's business, right?
No.
Oh, I forgot. Now you don't know what a sponsor is now. Now you don't know what a sponsor is now.
It's not Turkey. It's not Turkey.
I guess not. I guess this is crazy. Like, you're one of the only boxing fans I know that don't believe that Turkey don't pay for their fights. You're literally one of the only people I know in this world. Even the people that don't like PBC, even a lot of people that don't like PBC don't even have that same thought, bro. Everybody knows Turkey's funding the events, bro.
He's not funding every fight. He's funding the big fights on Riyadh season. He's not funding everything.
Riyadh
season is a certain part of the year, bro. It's only so long that they have Riyadh season right now. Right now, Riyadh season Riyadh season was over. The last part of Riyadh season was over February 22nd. Riyadh season don't start back up to October.
So okay,
hold
so Riyadh season
hold on.
Rolling and fought. So that's
you're not listen up. Listen.
Dumb, man. So
Listen up, bro. Riyadh season. Listen. All right. February 22nd was the last actual Riyadh season official card. That's when Riyadh season is over for us. No, Saudi Arabia. It was February 22nd. It opens back up in October. So what is Turkey doing right now? He's doing events with Ring Magazine and all of this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's not even pushing, bro. He's pushing these guys, bro. Like, I'm just saying, bro, in general, all of these guys, these promoters that you're talking about, that you so love, Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, and Frank Warren, they better get their business together, because Turkey is going to be leaving them in 16 months. And it's going to be all TKO boxing, and he ain't going to even be rocking with them dudes. So they better get their money and finances and together, because it's going to be looking bad if they ain't got it together, because he's taking that money away from them.
They'll still be fine. They sell out in England. Yeah, they'll be fine.
A lot of the fighters that they have is Asian too, by the way, too. Some of them guys in the UK that's heavy.
And they got a lot of young fighters. Look at PBC; all their fighters are
a lot of young fighters that's not that good. The PBC got PBC has over 250 fighters, bro. Like, they have a lot of fighters, bro. A lot of fighters.
They're going to other networks.
It ain't nothing for them to make somebody a star. They make stars every day. Ain't nothing for them to make somebody a star.
What stars does PBC make? And don't say Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather left Golden Boy and he came over and he was a star already.
Tank Davis, Earl Spence, the Charlo brothers. I could name so many, bro. What you talking about?
Mike, do you realize that? Do you realize that when they got with Al Haymon, that most of the PBC boxers have their own entity boxes now? Bomb Squad Enterprises, Man Down Promotions, Lions Only. That's what he did. He set them up for success. He ain't let them bootleg off nobody.
He set his fighters up for life, to where they don't have to worry about money.
Tell me the last Lions Only card. Tell me the last time that the Charlo brothers threw a promotional event and had people box.
It's been a while. They've been out of boxing for a while. But he did set up. Hold on. But
that don't make him not a star.
They were set up for life. They wouldn't have to box, and they have fighters out there boxing.
Hey, first of all, for them, hold on. Let me say this. I don't support them sitting out.
But
hold on. Let me say this. Hold on. All I'm saying is this: for them to sit out for so long, I don't support that.
You say dumb things, and you just keep opening yourself up for me to come back. Talk
bro,
about
I said
Benavidez.
Dumb stuff that I mean.
Bro, first of all, let me tell you this.
Porter.
All I said was this.
Garcia, all of them, bro. They made a lot of stars, bro. PBC made a lot of stars, and they made a lot of money, bro.
Sean Porter a household name.
He don't need to be. He got money.
He got a whole podcast. He got a whole boxing brand that's doing very well for himself right now. What are you talking about?
No, I like Sean Porter.
Sean Porter, he just called the fights in Australia last night.
All right, you could call fights. Is he a household?
Bro, all I'm saying is
you call the fights, that's you being a brand. That's you being a household name, bro.
I'm not being an asshole. I'm just telling you, he's not.
No, I'm not calling you an asshole. I'm saying if Sean Porter has his own brand for us, a podcast and show and everything, and he's calling fights and stuff, he's a brand.
Podcast. Wow.
He's a brand.
For hold on, let me say this. For PBC fighters to be inactive, they got money. That's why you don't see them trying to get back in the ring. They got money. Deontay Wilder said out of his own mouth, I am set financially for life. The only reason that I am boxing now is because I don't have to. I want to. He is set up. Most of them cats over there are set up.
At the same time, why did Deontay Wilder go back crying about him not getting all his money? Why did
he ain't never denied about no money. He ain't never complained about no money from PBC. That's a lie.
So how's PBC getting money now? Explain to me how PBC getting money now.
Amazon.
How's PBC getting money?
Amazon.
They actually profit on their events. You know that, right?
Amazon.
You know they actually profit on their events, right? PBC, they're making $1 million. They're not going to throw an event if they don't profit. They're the only promotional company in boxing that will not throw an event without profiting. All these other companies that's throwing events, they throwing money down the drain and they lose a lot of money. Look at ESPN for us top rank. We ain't even talking about them. Top rank. ESPN cutting their water off. But now Top Rank, they have a relationship with Naoya anyway with Amazon Prime, which you can see Top Rank coming over to Amazon Prime as well. That's going to even short even more reason of why PBC is not going broke. They got Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world, behind them, bro. Like your Glazer take is horrible.
Bro,
horrible.
They're not going away. Everybody keeps talking about they're going to kick off them.
Why did PBC get kicked off of HBO? Why did PBC get kicked off of Showtime?
They never got kicked, bro. They didn't get kicked off of those networks, bro.
Why did they get kicked off of ABC?
Hold on, no. Hey, Cam.
Go ahead.
Okay, first
they never got kicked off of none of those networks, by the way.
First of all,
you go ahead and add that.
Let me ask you that. Let me answer you. First of all, Showtime was going to go out. Everybody knew when HBO left, Showtime was just silently behind them. The guys who came in and took over Showtime didn't have no affinity for boxing. They said whoever's not making this much money, they're gonna cut them. But HBO kicked them off because Golden Boy and Top Rank was talking about, he trying to do this and he coming in and trying to take over. So yes, they did kick them off. And that's when they started Premier Boxing Champions. But guess who was still left on HBO and ran it to the ground? Top Rank, Golden Boy, Main Events was putting on bull cars, trying to hype up Gennady Golovkin and Crusher, trying to make them carry the network, and it flopped. They weren't making no money over there, and they ended up shutting it down. So when PBC left them, who was still on there? Who was responsible for them shutting down? You can't blame PBC. Who was responsible for it?
PBC for poor matchmaking.
So, because they had Floyd Mayweather at that time. So when Floyd Mayweather went over to Showtime and had that big deal, everybody went over to Showtime, bro. They weren't even watching them fights over there at HBO after that. Actually, and that's why HBO flopped.
Okay.
I was watching HBO fights because they put on good fights. Now explain to me how PBC got kicked off 5 networks.
Hey, fellas. So this was all cool. But let me switch up the gear real quick because
go ahead, do your thing.
I'll be shutting it down a little bit. So let me ask everybody predictions. Mantas Stanionis versus Boots Ennis.
Boots.
All right, so Mike.
I got Boots.
Who you got, Mike?
Boots.
Why? Explain it.
Because Stanionis could box, but Boots, he's been too inactive. He fought. What did he do? He was supposed to fight Ortiz, and then Ortiz kept getting sick from cutting too much weight, and then he got injured and all of that stuff. What was that 2023? And he sat out the whole year. Then 2024, he had one fight in May, and then now what is he? They're fighting again. What is it? April. He's been out the ring 11 months. Had one fight in 2 years. Boots just had a fight. When was he? Was it November? Him and Bam did that card. Was that November? I think?
Early this year.
Okay.
Yeah, he beats. Yeah, Boots stops him.
All right, Cam J.
Something out the ordinary happens.
Same question, Cam J. And why do you feel?
I think this fight is gonna be a banger for real. I think it's gonna be a slugfest. Arminius Stanionis, I think he's definitely talented. I think he definitely is a competitive opponent. I got Boots winning this fight. I think we're gonna see one of those performances from Boots in this fight, similar to what he did to Romain Villa. Something similar like that, where I think this is gonna be like a real showing for Boots, where he gonna show his dominance, show that he's really one of those true pound for pound talents, man. Because I believe he is. And I think he understands the assignment as far as what's at stake, for as right now. Because if he loses this fight, man, your stock is go down. And then I think this is his last fight on the Matchroom deal as well. So you go into free agency, and then you got to figure out from there. But I think he gonna win this fight, man. By I could say I'm gonna say knockout, probably in the later rounds. because I don't see him getting Manny Stanionis out early. 'Cause I think Manny Stanionis, he's a big guy, tough, strong. You know what I'm saying? He definitely has some skill, and he's definitely has the will to try to will through the whole fight for sure
Yeah,
as well.
durable.
So
Yeah.
yeah, very durable. So. And this is a big fight for Stanionis as well too. I mean, you got to think about it. He hasn't been in a matchup like this as well. You know what I mean? And having to take on an athletic, powerful guy like Boots Ennis, man. And I'm ready. I'm ready for this fight, man. It's gonna be a lot of build up for the week. I can't wait to talk about it on my channel and stuff. Build up this fight for this week because Saturday is definitely gonna be a good card, man. Raymond Ford on the card as well. Shakur Stevenson, his cousin nephew, Zaquan Moses, he on the card as well and stuff. So yeah, we got some good action Saturday, man, for sure, man. But I got Boots winning late round knockout or unanimous decision, I'll say.
Okay, that's what's up. What about you, Rob?
I just say Boost, man, because he has probably more so motivation to prove that a lot of fighters is ducking him. So he's trying to come out and say, okay, y'all duck me, I'm gonna get this guy to smoke, but mostly to try to set himself up. Like he said, he's gonna be a free agent. If he can bring that other belt over him, it'll make him more valuable and probably lure some of the other guys out of there, to come fight him. I can't say Brian Norman right now. They tried that, and Brian Norman is not. I'm gonna say he's not ready for that fight. But I think it's more like he's trying to drive himself to set himself up for after this card. I'm gonna go unanimous decision because I don't think Stanionis is just gonna lay down like that, and I think he knows that
Mm-hmm.
pressure coming into that fight as well. I was gonna say eighth round stop, but nah, it's too much. It's too much on the line for both. I think more so for Boots because again, he's been calling. He wanted Bud. He didn't get that. He needs that. He's looking for that big signature fight that puts him over the top and makes him become a household name. You know what I'm saying? And makes him more valuable financially and bring crowds in. So I'm gonna say him, but I say he win by unanimous decision. It ain't gonna be no knockout.
UD. Okay.
Facts.
Okay. Back up to the top. Mike, what about the fight prediction for Big Baby Miller versus Fabio Wardley?
Dang that.
Without
What's
the
the date for that
steroids.
fight? That fight in May?
Yeah. Ooh, that fight. Ooh. Fabio did break homeboy's jaw
I think
last
it's in
fight.
June. It might be in June.
He did break
June
homeboy's
7th.
jaw.
Yeah, June 7th.
I'm trying to think. Miller, that'll be if Miller comes in below two. If he comes in like 280, I'll give him a chance. But if he
What is
comes
he
in at
now?
300, I don't know. I just don't know. I can't call it. I'm leaning towards Wardley, but I have to see how much. I got to see how much Big Baby weighs during the fight. If he goes in there at 300 like he does, I don't think he could beat him.
What's his last fight? I missed his last fight. How much did he weigh in?
Shit, was it like 290?
Yeah, he was close
Like
around the
290,
300
but then
range.
when he fought Daniel the Boss, he was like 320.
Yeah, he was something crazy.
He was like 320 for that fight. If he comes in there if he comes in at 280, it might be something different. But I can't trust him in coming in and fit fighting shape. I mean, I know he likes being big, but 290, 300, you're going to run out of steam going, what is it? Is this 10 or wait, this is 12 rounds because it's for an interim championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't see him going 12 rounds if he comes in there over 280. So I can't trust him on his weight, so I'm going with Wardley. And if he comes in that heavy, he's going to gas and Wardley's going to knock him out.
Okay.
But if he comes in shape, he's skilled enough, he might have a chance at beating him. That's if he's in shape.
What about you, Cuzzo, KMJ?
I'm gonna go with Wardley, especially if it go to decision. I'll go with Wardley for sure because Wardley's the guy that they trying to push more so than Big Baby Miller for real. And but I see this fight being a brawl where it could be a knockout by either guy though. I mean, but I
Okay.
got Wardley in it. I got Wardley in it though. Big Baby Miller, like he said, as far as the weight and him coming in with condition. Big Baby Miller was working with Bozy Ennis in that last fight. I mean, so hopefully he continue to work with him, and hopefully it can pay some dividends going into this fight because he gonna need it with this guy. Wardley's a big guy, big and strong, and he looking to try to make his name up there in the heavyweight division and the knockoff Big Baby Miller, that'd be a great thing for him, and that'll push him up in the rankings too, because he's definitely ranked in a like majority of all four sanctioning bodies. I think he like 3 out of the 4, I believe. I mean, so Wardley definitely trying to get on. And that's the guy, like Frank Warren is pushing that guy. So you already know if it's going to decision, he gonna get the decision over Big Baby Miller any day.
Right.
But I got Wardley though.
Me too. What you think, Rob?
Now I haven't seen Wardley fight enough because I be at work a lot, so I can't even say I'm gonna make up something on this. So
okay,
I'm about to just stay neutral on this fight.
Stay a couple. Look at a couple of his recent ones. Get on Wardley, and he fought dude twice. Who was that dude he fought? Cam J
I
twice.
can't remember his name. Just type in Fabio Wardley breaks someone's jaw.
Dude, he fought.
Oh, okay.
The real big dude, Frazier
Clark.
Yeah, Frazier Clark.
Okay.
Oh, I got another fight to throw out there at you because this is my homeboy's nephew. He's on the undercard. Raymond Ford versus Thomas Mattice. I don't know how familiar you are with Thomas Mattice, but Raymond Ford versus him. Who you got?
I got Ray Ford. Ray Ford. This is his time. Like he just came up to 130 now, so he gotta put on. He gotta put on, and he gotta make a statement in this fight, especially if he's looking forward to getting some of those championship fights with those other guys at 130. So I got Ray Ford in that fight. I think it's gonna be a good one though. Ray Ford, his defense will be a little bit suspect, a little bit at times. You know what I mean, so he got to tighten up on the defense. But I like Ray Ford.
I don't know. I want Thomas to win. He's a good fighter. I want him to win, but I don't know. Raymond Ford, he's on and off sometimes. Like I think he should have beat Nick Ball, but he slowed down in them later rounds. I mean,
it's kind of iffy on that fight. I thought he won for real, personally, but they gave Nick Ball the nod. They gave Nick Ball the nod, man.
I thought he beat Nick Ball too, but I'm like, and now Nick Ball thinks that he's God's gift to earth. I can't wait for someone to beat him. You ain't see what he did his last fight?
Yeah, I think a couple weeks ago.
Over there like hip toss dude. They're about to.
He took a while. He should have got that dude out of there earlier than that. It took him in the late rounds to get that dude out of there. Nick Ball, he calling out Naoya anyway, and I don't think he wants that smoke. Naoya will be him.
Inoue. But Inoue is getting up. I'll give Inoue another year or two, and then he's gonna get beat. Because what is he at those little weights? And what is he, 32 right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he in his 30s.
Yeah, he's 32. We're going to see Inoue lose here in the next 2 years. I think he'll beat MJ. He'll beat this dude this week. I think he'll beat Nick Ball, but we got to see Gentle Nakatani. That one is going to be. I don't know. His time is coming short though.
Anyway, wouldn't beat Rafael Espinosa.
That's the other one.
Yeah, Rafael Espinosa at 126. He one of the champions up there. He a killer.
Oh, bro, you gotta make that shot. I'm sorry, I'm playing 2K.
Oh yeah. Last question. I'm gonna start with you, Rob, from the bottom going up.
Okay.
F.A. Ajagba versus Martin Bakole.
Shoot, dude. Give me Bakole. Give me. You know what? Give me an in shape Bakole. If he gets his mind right and gets his body right, he gets him out of there.
Okay.
He got beat. I didn't count that fight against Parker because he literally just flew over there on a day's notice.
Facts.
I think if he had a good training camp and a fair decent time to prepare, he'd be all right. But if we see him come in fit and in shape, I think he stops him, dude, because he knows how to use his weight on fighters, and it's a skill. It's not like you just lean on somebody. You got to know how to throw it around. You look at Holyfield. You look at all them guys. They leaned on fighters and saying use it. He can do that. He can do that. So I got him. I'm gonna say that's gonna go decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bacole's knocks him out.
Okay. What do you think, Cam? Cuzzo?
Bad. I got Bakole in this fight, man. I got this. I mean, if you gave a percentage for the fight, I say it's like 55-45 Bakole. So Jigba's game. Jigba, he's game for this fight, man. I think this fight definitely ain't going 12 rounds. I mean, I think they probably fighting 10 now. I think it's 10 now. I don't know if they fighting 10 or 12, but I believe it's 10. But it ain't going all 10 rounds, man.
He said ain't
It's
going to the
not, man.
final
There's
round. Yeah.
somebody get knocked out in this fight for sure. And I think Martin Bakole right here, him having a full training camp and locked in and focused, and I think he's more skillful. He's more skillful than Ajagba, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Ajagba just like he kind of fight like Sabril Mattice. He just be coming forward and just be throwing shots, man. He don't be setting anything up. Like it ain't no science to what he do for real. Like he just coming forward and he just giving you all he got for real. Like he don't even care about anything else. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even playing too much defense so much as well. But I think somebody definitely get knocked out of this fight. And I got Bakole with this fight with a full camp. Especially he want to show and prove after that fight with Parker that that was a fluke on his behalf. I mean, I got Bakole.
Right. That's what's up. What you think, Mike?
I'm going with Bakole. Like I really don't. Like I said, I don't count that last fight as a loss. He did a 24-hour flight from the Congo. Didn't even get a chance to acclimate or nothing. It's like he got over there, got off the plane with no sleep, no nothing, and went out to fight. I think this time Bakole's gonna come in there probably about 270, ready to fight, in fighting shape, and I think he'll win.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. I wish he didn't take that fight,
Me
man. For
neither,
real, man. I really did.
That
But he
money,
talks
that
though,
money
bro.
sounded too good though.
Man, bro, but it ain't all.
500K, 500 plus K, and you live in Congo. Yeah, you coming up to fight within 24 hours.
Yeah. Still though, man. Come on, bro. You did yourself a disservice with that.
You did.
And I understand like fights happen like that, man. But he did himself a real big disservice.
Facts. That's what Peter Fury said. Tyson Fury uncle. He's like, man, I would have never let my fighter go in there unprepared like that. He said, money you
Bro,
can't buy.
and he was already in line for a title fight. So like you just blew your own chances almost.
He was wearing the same trunks he wore in the Big
Money.
Baby Anderson fight.
He made it.
Oh man.
Yeah, where you go? There you go.
Man, it was a pleasure, man.
Always, man.
Chopping it up with y'all guys, man.
You already know, man. Hey, man, everybody subscribe to Cam J Network, man. Follow me
I'm
on all
already
socials as
subscribed, bro.
well, man. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to Cam J Network, man. We working. Everybody on the playback that watches on the playback, tap in with your boy, man. We working over there.
For sure.
Hey Cam, dude,
You
dog,
got
you
the
drop
link in the chat too, Cam J.
Yeah,
You
for
got your
sure.
link in the chat too. So
bro, you be dropping videos like Master P dropped CDs back in the day. I was driving up the street like one. No, you dropped 3 videos for like 3 hours. I was like, hold on, dog, let
Bro,
me get
it's
past the first
crazy.
one.
I got more for my show right now. Like as soon as I get off here, I'm about to edit these videos up and drop them right now, man. So I got videos and content on the way from the show from earlier, man. So
dude,
we
I was
working.
literally going in the bro, I was literally going in the car wash when you dropped the video on the PBC. I was like, damn, dude, I just watched 2 minutes ago. It said 1 minute ago. I'm like, let me get past this first one, bro.
Yeah, I try to stay consistent, man. Like that's the thing. Just trying to keep booming within that algorithm, man. Stay consistent, like because that's the more thing is with YouTube, the consistency is the key for us. Dropping content on there. Like you just got to stay consistent, dropping content daily. You know what I mean? So I'll take some of my videos from some topics that I did from my show. I drop them on my channel. Sometimes I drop videos on my own and stuff as well.
Okay.
And just trying to stay consistent, man, for sure.
That's what's up, man.
Definitely, man. I love it, man. Love it. That's how we got to do, man. Just like a whole brotherhood of just
Facts, man, facts.
different viewpoints out.
Because we all work together within we all work together. We all working together again within the algorithm within these platforms and especially with YouTube for sure. You know what I mean? And it's only beneficial for all of us because there's a lot of people that's out here that's working. But we some knowledgeable guys on the boxing side for sure, man. And
man,
people stepping in and watching.
bro, I ain't gonna even lie. Like, I get a lot of my information from y'all, YSM Media. I have to go underground for a lot of stuff, man, because when I look at the major networks, a lot of them don't cover what we cover, or dig up what we try to dig up. They kind of just surface talk and or use talking points, man, and they don't tell the whole truth. So I had to go underground and get a lot of stuff. And I'm friends with some journalists in the boxing industry. So I can inbox them for information. They'd be like, okay, this is going on. I try not to do it all the time, man, because I try to be respectful. Because I know they got their sources and they don't, it's journalism ethics. I don't go and say, who told you that? They just kind of tell me stuff and I'd be like, okay, cool. And then I go research and then come up. But I use a lot of underground stuff, bro. Boxing scene may throw some stuff up there. I rarely see ESPN throw anything up anymore.
Yeah. Oh, Mike Coppinger, he's with Ring Magazine now. He's not with ESPN anymore.
I know. Dude, he's just a retweeter. I don't use him for nothing except to wipe my butt with if I want some tissue. Right? Nah, bro. He's a retweeter. He's not. Nah, bro. I don't use him.
Yeah, that's one of the bases with my content. I kind of like try to stay up with the hottest topics in boxing and stuff. So like if you look at my channel, I'm updating everybody on the hottest topics in boxing and stuff that that's going on. Like staying updated with all. I don't just talk just like the lower divisions. I talk all the divisions. You know what I mean? Like
right.
You know what I'm saying, but majority the biggest names in boxing more so than just talking about who shot John and stuff, and nobody don't care about you talking about them.
So you actually run into these guys? Go ahead.
Yeah, you got to talk about the biggest names in boxing with the boxing content. You know what I'm saying, for real, because boxing, it's not the casuals is not tapped in as much as the diehards, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, so. A lot of the casuals they're hit to guys like Canelo and Tank. They don't know a lot of these other guys is out there. They really don't.
Right. I mean, you know what? And that had a lot. It had a lot to do with networks and stuff like that, man. Because even when I was coming up, trying to keep up with the Klitschko's, I used to literally have to watch them on my laptop. They had ESPN3 back in the day. I think they still got it.
Yeah.
They would get these links and they'd be like, the Klitschko brothers ain't doing that, but I'm watching them fight for myself. Like, dog, they are highly skilled fighters, but they just not being put out there because they were saying they're making the heavyweight boring and all of that. But like, bro, you defend your title for 7.5 years. Yeah. You beating everybody in front of you.
Yeah, like at that time it wasn't that, like the heavyweight division competition was bad at that time. You know what I'm saying? It was bad at that time.
They didn't put them on because they were Ukrainian.
Yeah, I figured that much. Because
Ukrainian. If it was a Caucasian American, they would have had him all over there glorifying him. But
bro,
they didn't like him because he was from the Ukraine.
Well, the HBO just had like a 4-fight deal, kinda, because that's why I saw him fight David Hay. They put that one fight up there. Outside of that, I didn't really see him like that. I had to go search him out, man. But that's kind of like even back in the day, like I had to use my father's fight videos to get a lot of the information about a lot of stars, man. Because even back then, when you was fighting on regular TV, if you wasn't a star, you wasn't getting no shine. And it's kind of like that now, except you got more streaming platters now. You can go do this and everywhere. But back then, it was restrictive, man. Restrictive. But I'm just glad they got platforms now they can see everybody. But a lot of times, I miss a lot of fights, dude, because I get off work and I'd be like, damn, I missed this undercard. I missed that undercard. Then I end up trying to, like, I caught the main event last night just by happenstance because I was running around, man. But the other night, a fight card came on. They did a fight card, and I got off work, and I missed the whole thing. It was a top rank card, and I was like, man. So I had to go back and watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Cam J, shout out your pod again. Jeff A. Aladente, he said, Cam, when do you stream?
I don't have particular days, but I would say I will be streaming. I'll be streaming Tuesday. I would say in the evening. If you subscribe to the channel, I'll put a post on the channel to let everybody know, and especially if you follow me on like any of my socials, like on Twitter and Facebook as well, I'll let everybody know when I go live majority. But it's Sorry But Not Sorry Boxing Talk on KMJ Network on the channel, man. And we working, man. Just subscribe to the channel, and you will see it in the post that where I'll post it, where I'll let you know when I go live. But majority Tuesday, I don't got a time yet. I will let you know for sure, but it'll be in the evening Tuesday. I would say that for sure.
Okay, just if you, I know it's in the evening, so can you give like a rough estimate? Because I'm 3 hours behind. Where are you?
I'm in Cincinnati, of
Okay,
course. So
I'm in 3 hours
yeah, so
behind.
we Easter time.
Okay, I'm 3 hours behind you then. So if
Yeah,
you say
so
six,
yeah,
if you say six, it'll be three here, and I don't get off work until done with done delivering my truck until like 5.
8 o'clock
yeah.
our
So
time. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. So it'll be in the evening Tuesday. It'll
Okay.
be in the
All right.
evening for sure.
I'll just throw my headphones in and listen while I drop packages then.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, we working, man.
I see you, man. Yo, shout out to you too, Eugene, man. I hope y'all podcast take y'all, man, because me and you was talking about it. You know, you want to get it to the point where you can take care of your parents, man. Look, be consistent, bro. That's all. Repetition.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
Repetition.
you got bro. I would drop like get back because I know you was dropping videos and stuff like on like frequently throughout the week a little bit. Get back to that, like drop at least like try to do like at least a couple videos a day. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
bro. And do like these
Shorts,
people. The other,
do some
there you
shorts,
go. Yeah.
some
Do some
shorts as
shorts.
well. The shorts,
Yeah.
that's one thing I'm trying to do a little bit more is do more shorts because that the shorts is a little bit a more stepping stool to build your channel and stuff as well. So I'm trying to do a lot more shorts as well too.
Yeah. But you're gonna get there, bro. You got both of y'all gonna get
For
there,
sure,
man. Y'all,
for
y'all, y'all
sure,
got
man.
that
We
drive.
working.
Y'all got that drive, man. So I hope y'all do get there, bro. Just stay with it, man. Stay with it. Stay with it. You're gonna be one of the biggest brothers out there in Cincinnati, man, one day. Both of y'all.
Okay,
Just keep at
Mike.
it.
So
Mike,
we
take
gonna be
care,
in the
Mike.
country.
Thanks for coming on, Mike. Peace to you too.
No, we gonna be one of the biggest in the country, man, for real.
Hey,
Like in
hey,
the
hey.
YouTube, I'm tapped in with a lot of other YouTube channels and stuff. So I've been building on my brand with a lot of other different YouTube channels, Fanon. Like I'm moderator on a lot of these different other channels and stuff. So
Okay.
I'm tapped in on some stuff, man. Where like it's the YouTube community for us boxing it's crazy because you got a lot of guys that spread false narratives out here and do a lot
Mm-hmm.
of crazy propaganda and lies out here and everything, and it's just all about you having facts behind what you say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you see me come on here on my platform, I'm not going to come on there and just be spilling a whole bunch of lies because I'm really big behind validity behind my brand because validity means everything to me as far as my brand. And I'm not just going to come on here and just be lying like a lot of these other content creators because I'm seeing a lot of content creators do it on a daily basis. But no, we're just staying consistent and we're gonna keep working, brother, for sure, man. The grind is
Sure.
there.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Salute, man. You already know. Thanks for having me, bro.
Oh yeah.
And so sub to my boy, man. Sub to my family, man. Ringwalk Boxing Podcast, man. They doing some great work over here every Sunday. Tap in Sunday, 6 p.m. And they lit. They live and they lit, man, for sure.
Yeah, man, for sure. We try to be a revolving door and we want different opinions, man. And I like to take my knowledge I know and I put it out there. But then I like people like Cam and them to jump on here that know more inside stuff on like the different platforms and the PPV, them type of aspects and perspectives. I like to learn as well. So
Right.
I
Right,
like to yeah.
I'm the same way. I like to learn as well too. Like you know what I mean, like if it's something that I don't know within boxing and somebody else let me know, I'll be cool with it. Like I like to learn other stuff as well. I don't mind learning from another person about something. I don't mind not knowing something.
Right,
You
right,
know what I'm
right, right.
saying? If I don't know it, I'm not gonna speak about
I'm the
it.
same way. I'm the same way. Yeah.
So, all right, fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot off of here, man. I'm gonna
All
shoot
right,
at you, man.
man.
You already know
All
for
right,
sure.
Cuzzo. Yep.
All right, fellas.
All right, man. You take care. Be blessed. Yeah. So what y'all saw, man, we had another good debate right in the center of the live. It got real hype, you know what I'm saying? And you had different opinions bouncing from different perspectives and different angles. So we're going to be bringing that here every now and then. We'll have people on here debating, and we're going to sit here and we're going to build every week. And to kind of rewind it back to what I was saying in the beginning, definitely if you're interested in merch, go to the description in the comment area, and you'll see the online store with merch. If you're interested in the ring walk boxing gear, as you see up in the corner, the hats, the shirts, the hoodies, different colors, orange, blue, purple, black, so many different variety of colors. So whatever your style is, I'm pretty sure we could try to accommodate it on our online store. So make sure you tap in every week, subscribe. If you're in the chat, hit the thumbs up before you leave out if you have not. And we'll catch you on the next round.